Still them talk say, make we off mind. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo.
Maiyegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. And again, this message tonight affects me, affects you, affects every one of us who is not living in Nigeria. When people ask us, why can't you just enjoy your peace of mind since you have escaped from Nigeria? Why do you bother? We've had people who have said talking about Nigeria depresses them. It makes them have depression. News about Nigeria makes them get so unsettled. And this has prompted more and more of us who are not in Nigeria to plug into platforms like this that can take you close to home to understand exactly what is going on, because according to most of those in power in Nigeria, once you have escaped, you don't have any business looking back. Even when you have your family, friends, you know, they don't care, because they don't care about them. They don't want you to. Meanwhile, the same people in government in Nigeria, they are jumping on every available plane to go and meet Nigerians, according to them, in diaspora, to the point that they even started an agency called the Diaspora whatever, where Abike Dabiri is in charge. Fraudulent, duplicitous, manipulative people. But what is the role of many of us who are not in Nigeria, who are in the diaspora, in saving Nigeria? We have been the ones saving Nigeria from time immemorial. In the recent documented record, diasporans remit back home annually over $30 billion. The same amount of money that Nigerian politicians go abroad, go everywhere to mortgage the country, mortgage the currency, you know what I mean, to borrow. The same money they go about begging to borrow is what us put together to save that economy. How do we remit money back home? Nigeria is a country that is completely, shouldn't be existing as a country. But unfortunately, Nigeria is presented to the world as an existing country with a constituted authority, which is a force. Nigerians are their own government. Nigerians have to provide their own electricity. They have to provide their own healthcare. They have to provide their own education for their children. They have to provide their own security. They have to provide their own water. They have to provide virtually everything. While the government, what they do is what? Take and tax and loot and steal and plunder. Yeah? The same government who has now made an, what do you call it? The same government who has abandoned their primary responsibility of protecting the lives and properties. The Nigerians in diaspora who have made it a sort of, cultural, I don't know how I'm going to put this, right? Something that makes us feel responsible once we have the capacity to look after our own family members as much as possible. In this case, back in Nigeria. So we have been the economic backbone that stopped so far Nigerians in Nigeria from turning to Venezuelans, where the suffering would have taken people right there on the street, because we fill in the void, we fill the gap, We are the ones now funding education, funding healthcare, funding rent, funding security, funding so many things in that country through our different dollar, pounds, and different currencies, remittances back to that country. The government realized this because they have tanked the country. The economy is in total shambles. The security in the country is in a complete total collapse, right? The currency in the country is complete worthless. They now decided to bridge and build an opportunity in these dollar, naira transactions that we do. Who does the naira and dollar transactions? I mean, the dollar, naira, pounds, naira, riyal, naira. Who do them more? You, me, and many of you watching me from your base right now, from outside Nigeria. You are the diaspora they are talking about. But guess what? We must be seen. We must not be heard. And if you look at those who have been talking more, exposing the rot, exposing the complicity of the government of Nigeria in the ongoing terrorism in Nigeria, if you look at those who have been exposing this danger, this crisis, 80% of them are those who are not living in Nigeria, because those in Nigeria talking about it are either in hiding or they are in jail. Others just decided to keep mute. Now, we were supposed to be a constituency with the economic weight that we carry. But just like many people back home who actually have no idea about their rights, there are also multitude of their lives abroad who have no idea what this whole right thing is all about. We are the one keeping Nigeria as it is now. It's just that when it comes to this insecurity now, when the government abandoned the responsibility of providing education, providing healthcare, providing infrastructures, providing security and all that, we were coming through for people. People were building houses. Some people were fencing their family homes, were building their boreholes. Because governments won't have, there's no public water. People have to provide their own water. Now that it has come to the organized terrorists that have invaded the country right now, diasporans are also being called to the rescue. Let us raise funds. Let us help our people. Let us see what we can do to defend the vulnerable people. Those the government will abandon or they have abandoned. Diasporans to the rescue. To be seen, not to be heard. And this time around, it seems that the fire, the flame that we have been igniting in exposing this rot, these criminals in Nigeria is working. As we speak, some of them have become persona non grata in so many parts of the world. They are honorable men in Nigeria, but they are criminals whenever they cross out. I mean, they should leave Nigeria. They can't leave Nigeria anymore. All thanks to the diasporans who have now started, because we just started though, who have now started putting their mouth where they put their money. When Nigeria go abroad to borrow money at ridiculous interest, diaspora Nigerians put all their sweat, their money together to bail out their family members from the economic ruins of the politicians of Nigeria. Therefore, keeping many families stable in Nigeria despite the rot and the ruins in that country. So the diasporans who have been doing that, thinking it is a cultural expectation, you have to do it. You don't want to leave your family to suffer. Yet, on the other hand, you have no idea what your support for the same country, treating your people like that, you have no idea of what damages that is. If you continue to indulge them, because they go abroad to borrow, we work hard to bail Nigerians out. And we watch the politicians squander the money, plunder everything, loot everything, and you watch them dance naked in public. But what you probably don't pay attention to and should be paying attention to is that when they abandon their responsibilities, and some of us are bailing them out by sending money to Nigeria, saving the economy, allowing them to be able to continue to tax more people. Because when your naira is worthless and people can't buy anything, no one is putting in any money in. Yeah? It's either people will turn to the Venezuelans and they will start raiding shops. You saw what happened during the NSAS protest, when many people broke into many stores. Abi, that will be the case if there is no diaspora dollars, diaspora pounds, diaspora euros, diaspora riyal, and every other currencies out there from where you are working so hard, keeping a bit aside to save people. Now, the situation has gone bad. It has gone worse, that you are not just caring for your family, immediate family members anymore. Nigeria has gone so bad that all you see out there right now is people posting their bank statements online for giveaway. Please help me. That is the situation they are now. And the same people said, what, you have no right to question their security strategy in protecting the same people that they couldn't provide for. That is the latest, by the way. There was a time they were talking about getting diasporans to vote. That maybe diasporans will have a chance of voting and they can influence who becomes what. Since we put our money in that country, that we should have a say, policy-wise and all of that. They are discussing all these things. That was what gave birth to Abike Dabiri's agency. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about what you have to say. It's about what we have to give. And they are not comfortable that we are also now using our money to support those who who are genuinely interested in protecting humanity and protecting the people. They are now scared of that because, one, we were supposed to be seen. We're not supposed to be heard. And number two, if we have something to give, we're supposed to give. We're not supposed to ask. So a group of Nigerians in America wrote a petition to the National Assembly. You see, in a normal way, you would think, well, if Buhari is even mad, running mad, you would expect the National Assembly, which comprises the representatives of the people from all over the country, including the people whose own people are under attack, whose people have been killed. All these happenings, all these killings all over the countries, right? I keep telling you, don't stop looking at it as a random thing. It's not random. There are victims. There are real victims out there. There are traumatized, psychologically traumatized people who have survived this onslaught of terrorism. There are people, there are human beings who are victims. And they have representatives in the National Assembly who should always be busy talking about the protection of these people, or should even, in fact, be questioning the president of the country, invite him over. But because criminals have hijacked the government in Nigeria, terrorists have taken over the government, all organs of government in Nigeria have been taken over by terrorists and terrorist apologists. Do you get that now? Those who are the terror enablers, they are now in charge of different organs of government in Nigeria, including that your brother, who is a governor in Yoruba land. Once you are a terrorist enabler, if you are somebody who have an explanation to defend terrorists by finding other means of describing them, you are a terrorist enabler, therefore you are a terrorist. There is no two way to it. Now, terrorists have taken over everywhere. What they are saying is that since they can't question those who are supposed to protect the people, what they would then do is shut everybody out. They are raising what they call social media bill, a speech bill, to shut everybody up from speaking and talking about the Fulani terrorism. So Nigerians in America, from Benue, a union of Nigerians in America from Benue, they put together a petition to petition the National Assembly that how can you people pretend that this is not happening? How? There are people who have been killed, displaced, and they are now living in refugee camps from Benue State. Their lands have been taken over by terrorists. They can't even go back. Police are not even doing anything to get rid of the terrorists. What is going on? National Assembly, they have a petition. You must have seen this video, but for the sake of this broadcast, I'm going to share it with you. Again, this is the response of somebody who happened to be the deputy speaker of the House of Representatives in Nigeria, a deputy speaker, a Fulani terrorist who happens to be the deputy speaker to Gbajabiamila. Watch this.
Professor.
Did you see how they shut that down? They are not interested in the petition. They are not interested hearing the fact that Nigerians are in refugee camps, and they don't want to talk about it. The Nigerians in America, they want to define, once you are, you see, this is where some of you should begin to question your citizenship of Nigeria. The lies they have told many of us for so long. And I have had many speakers who have done excellent jobs in asking us that who is actually a Nigerian? When you begin to break that down, some of you are going to agree that there is no one that is Nigerian. Let's take this. That is the National Assembly of Nigeria, where people who represent people from everywhere in Nigeria, where they sit to discuss the problems across Nigeria, including for Nigerians outside Nigeria. That should be the People's Parliament, right? The people sitting there, they are not unaware of the killings that they are talking about in that petition. Not that they don't know, they do. But something pop up, which brought about this conversation tonight. Nigerians in diaspora. You who have been bragging as a proud Nigerian, you watch the country burn as it is now. You know those who are burning it down, and they are not stopping. You know that. But something tells you that as a patriotic Nigerian, you can do something by bringing it to the attention of people who already know what is going on. Yeah? You as a patriotic citizen, let us bring it to their attention legally. But something now popped up. They have made it clearer. Maybe not all of them agree with that guy, because they didn't even put it to vote. He said, I am not convinced, since the people sending the petition are not living in Nigeria. Yes, they are Nigerians in America. Yeah, fine. They don't have any business with what is going on in Nigeria. So therefore, they are not Nigerians anymore, except they come to live in Nigeria. You can call it ignorance. It is not ignorance. It is deliberate. It is deliberate, because Nigeria that you have in that your mind, the day you will realize that it is a figment of your own imagination that they have put life and flesh into, they've made me and you live it until we say no. You will continue to meet the likes of these guys, because they will continue to have access to power, and they will continue to define your place in that Nigeria, which you will likely continue to tell yourself, oh, it's wrong. It's not wrong. You are wrong to believe that you have a Nigeria where you can be a patriotic one and follow the law. So when you now follow the law, then you meet this guy who tells you that go to hell. You don't have an idea of what you are talking about. Everyone is concerned about the people who have become victims. Many people have returned to Nigeria to meet the victims. They have interviewed them. They have visited places. They have their own documentation to back all this up. And they have realized in their own investigation, the complicity of the authorities in those localities. So you, as a patriotic Nigerian from America, you have petitioned United Nations. You have petitioned the United States, what do you call it? United States Congress or Senate. Or you have petitioned this, you have petitioned that. But in your mind, as a patriotic one, the people in Nigeria, they also need to know. But he said, no, I'm not convinced. Are you registered with the CAC? He is more interested if you are registered with their own code, what they call them, CAC, Current Affairs Commission. You will go and register, because all they care about is what they can get from you. What can we take from you? Do you understand that now? But he defined in his mind, like I said, it may not be the, it may not be the general belief, or many of them may not be so crude about it. But they have the same mindset that if you are living in America, mind your business. If people are suffering and being killed in Nigeria, what concerns you? Now you then they kill. That is the mindset. Because you will want them to do the right thing. What is the right thing? We want to watch and see them arrest the terrorists. We want to see them arrest criminals who are looting money. We want to see them end corruption and at least protect women and children. In this regard, we want to see them put to use the same money they are taking from you. If we see that, no one needs to tell the diasporans to probably not petition them about people in refugee camps. If you no longer have refugee camps in any part of the north or any part of Nigeria, would anybody write petition about refugee? But they don't want to talk about the refugees. But if somebody raised emotion in that house and they want to talk about amnesty for bandits, for terrorists, they will have the conversation. So you, who is a patriotic Nigerian from abroad, do you now know that you are only meant to be seen? You are not meant to be heard. All the jargons, the only option you have is, once you want to remain a patriotic Nigerian abroad, then you just have to be yes, yes, yes to all the barbarism going on back in Nigeria. You have no one to report to. How does that then make you feel? A proud Nigerian? A proud Nigerian in America? Well, this is how I feel. Come on, please. That's how I feel. Because it is obvious that I can't be a paper Nigerian and be proud. Because it is obvious now that the most respected foreign Nigerians are the foreign Fulani bandits, which have rights to whatever they want. If they complain, you have to listen. But they can watch those other Nigerians in Nigeria become refugees in their own country, which gives reward and compensation to the terrorists who turn them to refugees in their country, and nobody will be convinced enough to have that chat. Isn't it obvious? So how can you then be proud at this point? that let us what you and who. It is better for people to start getting the mindset of, for me, getting prepared to fight for a country that won't think once you leave the country, you are no longer relevant, except the money that you have to bring in. How does that make you feel? They were asking Buhari what he has to say about this new security, or this new insecurity. He himself, your president, that they have no ball to invite. They have no ball, they have no mind, they have no, I don't know, to even ask him to come and explain, how did we get here, Baba Buhari? But he has this to say. I want to share that with you first.
After leaving secondary school, I joined the military from second lieutenant to general, and I knew during those processes, in each local government and in each locality, there is a security council. The traditional leader there, institution, whichever police officer at whichever level will be there. And then if there are herders or people from other areas which are non-indigenous, they are part of it. This committee was throughout Nigeria. And they used to report up to the state governor. And then the state governor, if there is something more serious, he brought it to the president. I say, go and resuscitate the security apparatus. The traditional rulers leaders cannot go away from wherever they are. So they are permanently in that committee. And then cattle rearers or business people or whatever, like what caused the problem in Southwest recently, they are represented in those committees. And of course the Nigerian police will be there. So that security issues are tackled appropriately at every level. Now we have relaxed. Anything that happens, somebody will run to the presidency. Have tried to mention what we are doing. We are going to be very hard on the criminals. The service chiefs have been changed. The ones that succeeded them have been in the system. They know what is wrong. They know the constituencies. They know the people. I said, confidence must be restored in governance within the next 6 weeks. Otherwise, we will be stopped because people may not go back to their farms.
Saraki, Yakubu Dogara, IGP, 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 Lawan Gaura, Lawan Gaura, Burutai, Tukur Burutai, Tukur Burutai, Tukur Burutai, Saraki, Yakubu Dogara, Lawan Gaura, Tukur Burutai, Tukur Burutai, Ibrahim Idris, IGP, Ibrahim Idris, Select Rastan, Saraki, House Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, Business President, Buhari.
We intend to secure this country as soon as we can and efficiently manage it. We do not like the unemployment, the suffering, the low standard of education, the lack of health care, the destruction of the infrastructure.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt.
I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
These are just the repeated things that we should always put in the minds of the people, that these characters are still the same characters that I told you then that you will never get to this stage that we are now.
Still them talk say, make we off mind, but thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shut down, yo yo.
Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.